One of the best ways to make lots of sales selling any kind of life insurance is to learn how to replace inadequate or inferior life insurance already in existence. In this video, I'm going to give you my tips on how to effectively and consistently replace low quality life insurance plans to help your client get better quality coverage from you. Greetings and salutations. My name is David Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group, where I train and recruit agents nationally to sell things like final expense and Medicare, both face-to-face and over the phone. Make sure you subscribe and like to this video, please, if you like this kind of content. So the purpose of this video is to help life insurance agents replace more existing coverage already on the books that's inferior and not doing a good job of helping get the client they have covered the maximum amount of coverage or the most efficient or most best use of coverage that's available for them. So I want to spend some time talking about, first of all, defining what inferior coverage means, because what I don't want you guys to take away from this video is that you should always replace any existing policy you see. There are some rogue agencies that teach this concept that no matter what kind of insurance you see, you should try to replace it, and that's further from the truth. The worst thing you can do is replace a good policy that's taking care of the client. Perhaps there's been a policy that's been on the books many a years and you can't get a better price point on. Perhaps you have somebody who is now sick and replacing their existing coverage doesn't do them any good. These are a couple of examples of ones you want to stay away from as far as replacement goes. And what I'm specifically talking about in this video is replacing inferior policies that were recently placed. These would be 2-year waiting period policies or term life policies that were recently placed on the client, where the client didn't know the fine print and didn't know that the price may go up. These are perfect examples of where you, a life insurance agent, perhaps specializing in final expense, can get your client a better deal. So we're going to kind of talk on those premises and then help you understand what steps to take in order to get rid of those crappy plans and to replace them with your better plan. So here's what you need to do first and foremost. First of all, when you're in a sales presentation, face-to-face over the phone, of course, you have to build rapport and you have to build trust. You want to establish a relationship, let the client know that you're not there to take their money without providing value or trying to rip them off. You want to put them at ease, get them comfortable, because when you ask for something like their policy to review, it's a personal item. Not everybody wants to jump out of their seat to show you their policy until they get a good idea of whether or not you're a trustworthy person. So establish trust and rapport. And then when the time comes, maybe 5-10 minutes in, ask the client, why don't you go grab your insurance policy for you so I can go do a review and show you exactly how your program works. So when the client gets the policy, what you need to do is sit by them and walk through the pages of the policy to show them what it is they actually have. Now, here's what you need to do once you've got the policy open. There's a few places you specifically want to be looking to uncover inferior coverage or opportunities to help your client better. First of all, look at the first couple of pages, perhaps the summary page, or it may be referred to as the deck page. This is the page that's going to tell you exactly what the monthly premium is, how much coverage a client has, and whether or not that coverage is whole life, term life, universal life, and whether or not there's a waiting period on the policy. When you show that to your client, have them read what it is that the policy is. This is especially powerful when you have inferior coverage that says in the fine print right in front of them that there is no coverage for the first 2 years, or for example, that's a rating up term plan that goes up every 5 years. Having the client, you reading the client in the fine print, it's good, it helps, but when they read it, they see it, they believe it. And there's a much more profound impact when they read for themselves that the plan that they have is not what they thought it was. The other place I like to look is actually in the back of the life insurance policy at the copy of the application. The copy of the application basically has the collection of items that the client answered yes or no to, as well as what the agent put down. One thing you're going to find out specifically selling final expenses, there are some agents out there who don't tell the truth. They put a client down as a non-smoker when the client is actually a smoker. They put down the client's weight as 280 pounds at 5'5", instead of their true weight at 350 pounds at 5'0". They take corners or cut corners in order to get a policy issued, hoping that the policy doesn't get rated up or one of us comes by to uncover the travesty that's happened. And so by looking at the copy of the application, we're able to tell the client what has been stated by the agent in addition to the questions as they've been asked. And here's where the power comes into this, guys. If a client, and this happens many times when I sit down with our prospects and I've asked them what the agent said, many times what the agent says to the client is not what actually is represented in the application. The client may have said yes to COPD, but the agent recorded it as a no. Or perhaps the client said their height weight was X, but the agent said it was Y, heavier and wider, or wider and taller, or shorter and wider. You get what I'm saying? Not what it was supposed to be. And the point is, guys, there's power in uncovering weaknesses in the policy. And if you can uncover and look through those sections in the copy of the application, you're going to find a lot of opportunity to potentially replace and improve the client's coverage so that they get out of the inferior option to the better one. So now that you've identified that this existing plan is inferior, how do you position your plan so it's obviously a superior choice to the client? Well, it should be pretty simple in this circumstance because you have sat down by them. You have walked them through the deck page, the summary page. You've walked them through the application in the back. You've had them read what the plan actually does. You've had them look at the health questions, the height, weight, the smoking, etc. And it's obvious to them that there are significant problems with what they have right now. We have created, or really not created, we've uncovered the pain of not having the peace of mind that they thought they have, which actually many times is more powerful than the original pain they had before they got the plan. This puts us in a position of strength. It becomes clear to the client they don't have a good option. It becomes clear to the client that they've got to do something to improve the kind of coverage that they have. And this makes the process of replacement much easier than you probably think and way more simpler than you could imagine. You simply show them what they have and you show them how you can fix it. You get a better plan, one that provides actual first day full coverage, one that actually is answered in an honest fashion. And the thing is, guys, at the end of this, you've created and uncovered so much pain and uncertainty that if there is a better deal to be had, they will likely go to you because you've exhibited your expertise. You've exhibited your empathy towards helping the client get good coverage. And why wouldn't they want to do business with an agent like you that has taken the time to help them find the best plan and uncovered something that this last rogue agent never sat down to consider and actually hurt the client by writing it? So this is powerful training, guys. I know top producers in final expense that have written up to 50% of their total business as replacement. Now, most of the time, in my experience, it's more like 20, maybe 30% at the most. But 20 to 30% of your business is worth getting better at and uncovering opportunities to then go after the replacement. So it's very important you understand the power of replacing inferior coverage because ultimately, at the end of the day, it helps your prospect get better quality coverage. It actually helps the company that you're replacing because they didn't have that adverse selection in many cases that they should have never had, that they would have never taken had the agent or sometimes even the client had not told the full truth about. So you're doing everybody a favor here, helping the good people out, the prospects out. You're flushing out the bad agents that lie, cheat, and steal, and you're just doing good for the people you serve. So take your time getting better at this. It's well worth it. My name is David Duford, owner of DeFord Insurance Group. I hope you enjoyed this educational video on replacing inferior coverage. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. And of course, go to my website at the links above and below if you'd like to learn more about working with DeFord Insurance Group. Thanks so much.